Station number 1. Jesus is condemned to die. Jesus was captured at night, taken away by soldiers, stripped of his garments, interrogated, tortured, crowned with sharp thorns, and now handed over to be condemned to death by Pontius Pilate, death on a cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 2. Jesus takes up his cross. Jesus was led away carrying the cross by himself. A cross is just not a piece of wood. It is everything that makes life difficult. Jesus carried the crosses of his life without complaint, as a poor person and as an itinerant prophet. In the calm and courageous way, he put up with the threats from the Pharisees and the lack of understanding from his own disciples. In the way that he carried all of the burdens of his life, but, in particular, the way in which he carries this awful final burden, he transformed the cross from a symbol of condemnation into one of liberation.
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 3. Jesus falls for the first time. Jesus falls. Here Jesus shows us that being heroic does not mean standing on one's feet at all costs. Being heroic means getting up after falling and starting off on the road chosen. Human beings will never resign themselves to stay flat on the ground. Like Jesus, they will get up again, pick up their crosses, and keep on searching for the promised land of total liberation.
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your Holy Spirit you have redeemed the world.
Station number 4. Jesus meets his mother. When Jesus and his mother meet, they just look at each other. Words cannot express how they feel. What he saw in his mother's eyes must have hurt him more than the raw pain of his wounds. This for Jesus is the most painful time of all. This is his bereavement.
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 5. Simon helps Jesus. Simon the Cyrene, a stranger in the city, did not know Jesus. But that did not matter. What matters here is that in this moment of need, Simon was capable of lending his shoulders to one whose own had given out, of offering his strength to one who had nothing left, of taking on himself the cross, which Jesus could no longer carry.
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 6. Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. Veronica was so moved by the sight of Jesus suffering that she courageously moved from the crowd to wipe the blood and sweat from his face with a towel. She was rewarded when an image of his face was transferred to the towel. It is a suffering face, disfigured with wounds. Yet this is the only image of himself that Jesus chose to live with us. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Station number 7. Jesus falls for the second time. Stretched to breaking point by his awful scourging, bowed under the weight of the cross, worn out by the abandonment of all his friends, Jesus stumbles again. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you,
because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 8. Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem. The women of Jerusalem wept when they saw how Jesus suffered. Jesus recognized their distress. He broke his silence for the first time, spoke to them, and said, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children."
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 9. Jesus falls for a third time. Jesus falls for a third time, broken and exhausted, physically and emotionally. Laying on the ground, Jesus must decide, does he get up once more, or does he stop and give up? We see him rise again, and with all his power, he continues on his journey. Jesus shows us that we can go on, even if nobody else thinks it's possible.
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 10. Jesus is stripped of his clothing. As the clothes were ripped from Jesus, he was stripped of his dignity in front of an irreverent mob. Jesus sacrifices everything. He holds nothing of himself back. Here on the threshold of death, even more intensely than during his lifetime, he is a being for others. He surrenders everything in order to ransom all.
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 11. Jesus is nailed to the cross. Huge iron nails are hammered through his wrists and through his ankles. Iron through human flesh. The flesh must yield. There is no defense. Jesus, nailed to the cross, cannot move. The hand that has wiped blindness from the eye, the hand that has opened the seal to deafness, the hand that has touched a heart and cured a leper, the hand that has blessed children and those with a disability. The carpenter's hand is joined to the wood again. As the cross is put into place, he hangs there between us and God, a bloodstained victim for love.
Adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 12. Jesus dies on the cross. As the life of Jesus ebbs away, his words are not of condemnation or pity for himself, but of forgiveness. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. The midst of his anguish and suffering. Jesus calls upon his Father to forgive those who are putting him to death. This is the real challenge of the cross. Forgiveness, even for those who hurt us most. We
Adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 13. Jesus is taken down from the cross. Now Mary takes the broken body of her son in her arms. In her grief, she remembers the words of her son. Over the bread, "This is my body broken for you." And over the wine, "This is my blood poured out for you." She remembers that little baby in Bethlehem, worshipped by shepherds and kings. She remembers the days when the crowds followed him, and she is full of sorrow.
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Station number 14. Jesus is laid in the tomb. The night his body lay in the dark earth of the world, a seed dying in the winter of all spirits. All those who had loved him felt emptied and exhausted. There seemed no longer any sense or purpose in anything. But at least no more harm could come to him. They closed the tomb and left. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross you have